have you ever heard of Vanessa Van Edwards? I think it is. She is a really good speaker on like body language and charisma and all this other stuff. But she was saying that a lot of the like most successful people, when they, or the most liked people, when they like see people, they're always giving them a really big introduction, like a really big welcome. Like if you were to walk in, you're like, "Hey Liz, how's it going? It's like so great to see you." You know, like not fake, but like very big.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because on the flip side, that person feels more like welcomed.
Yeah.
And I guess she was saying like, you know, if you do that a few times, then it like mentally puts this connection where that person sees you as a very positive and welcoming person. And it kind of just like creates this bond.
Yeah.
And so it was just interesting. There's a lot of other stuff that she says, but it was just fascinating because like I think back to times where people have greeted me that way, and you really do feel special. You're like, oh wow, you know. It's just interesting.
You feel valued and seen, and that you matter, you know, and that's why like I go that extra mile with Silva Lining on the Whatnot app to learn these ladies' names.
Yes.
It's a difficult thing because my memory's not very good, you know,
me too.
and I know there's so much power when you address somebody by their first name and in the greeting.
It is weird.
Yeah.
Like I'm a visual person, so faces I recognize, names is really difficult for me.
Yeah.
But there is like when you say somebody's name, and it's so weird because for me, it used to feel weird like to do that.
Yeah.
But on the again, putting yourself in the opposite place, it's received like very differently, and you're like, whoa, well, interesting.
Yeah.
No, that's so strange. I was just thinking like when you come into like an office or work, and like when your manager or somebody, when they're just like, oh hey, how's it going? You're kind of like feel like okay, but when they're like, hey, you know, you feel like okay, let's get to it. You know,
and it's okay if sometimes I'm a little bit much for people, and I'm okay with that because it might take them a couple of times to be around me, and then it's like, oh, okay, and then their little, you know, other side starts coming out, and it gives them freedom to express, you know. So I'm okay if they think I'm a little cray-cray.
Well, I always think about when I do acting, because like I used to do a lot of acting.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get back into it, but so when you're overdoing things a lot of times, in my mind, especially like this is for like theater stuff, you think you're overdoing it, but from the audience perspective, like you're not. Like it's very normal. And so because I was doing some theater stuff for my church, and you know, I was like doing some, for me, I was thinking I was over exaggerating this and that, and then you look at the playback, you're like, oh, that looks pretty
good.
Pretty
I could have went a little more. Yeah.
But on the flip side, when you see somebody who's just kind of like just thinking they're doing it normal or whatever, it looks so dull and boring, and it's so just on the other side, you just kind of like bring it down a notch for them because it's not as cray as you probably think it is.
Oh no, and that's why like with the reselling, I just you know, I when I run clothing, I bring my disco, my Casey and the Sunshine Band, and the Bee Gees and Donna Summer out, and we just have fun, awesome. You know, and then I have the country, the Patsy Cline, the, you know, Loretta Lynn days, you know, it's just, it's what you create, you know, and when you can create that, when you greet somebody, there's so much power in that, you know, so much.